Morning, February 21st, Tuesday, 9 a.m. sharp. Welcome to Silicon Valley Living. This week's highs and lows. We've got some crazy numbers here. I don't know if you've seen the title sequence, $13 million. A house sold for $13 million. That's crazy. All sorts of different things. Let's get into it because I know that we want to do this quickly. Again, morning, Vito Scarnecchia, the Abatano Group. Here we are. All right. February 21, rates have increased dramatically over the last couple of days. Why? Because the market's in a little bit of turmoil. You see a lot of red, right? Why does that matter? Well, people freak out. We had the jobs report. We had the inflation report last week. Everybody's kind of going, oh, everything's weird. Everything's crazy. However, houses are still selling. This, again, these are closes from 30 days ago, right? Plus or minus. Sometimes they close in 15 days, sometimes 45 days. But for the most part, the last month, a week ago, last month, January 21st, we had 89 houses go into contract that week. It's far better than 58, far better than 59, 53. So we're seeing a little bump in the action there. What does that have to do with today? Well, I can tell you that the next couple of days, you're going to see a lot less homes going into contract until those rates come down or it becomes the new normal. I don't think we're going to do that. I've been saying all along, March, April, May, we're going to see rates come down below 6. It's my firm belief that that's going to happen because we need to keep the market going. We need to keep this industry going because overall, we're 20% of the GDP, I believe. So it's necessary for us to keep this part going because we need money to flow in. We need taxes to flow in. We need to support different things. Gas is going up just a tad bit, but again, that's because of the market data, right? Could it be because Korea threw out the ICBM launch yesterday or the day before? Yeah, a couple of days ago. I mean, it's all scare tactics, right? And what happens if we do go into World War III? What happens? Well, we were in a war for 20 years. It wasn't a world war. I don't think we're going to have a world war here. I think there's just a lot of pushing and shoving. And you know what it is the U.S. has been for 60, 70, 80 years the big man on campus. And I think what's happening over the last few decades, we've put a pretty bad name on ourselves. So a lot of the countries are fighting back or pushing back, saying no more. I'm not going to listen to you. You guys can't tell us what to do. Russia and Korea, are they the bad guys? Are they the good guys? Are we the bad guys? I don't know. But here's the thing. I think there's a lot that's going into the idea of, it's not politics, it's world politics, right? It's not the liberals against the conservatives or whatever. I don't really care what you are. It doesn't matter to me. I think we're trying to equalize and bring everybody up above a certain bar, and the U.S. is fighting against that. That's what I see is happening. 89 days on market. That's Santa Clara County homes, single family homes. That's all of these guys right here, right? And we take a look at that. Let's see that $13 million home. Let's go real quickly into the $13 million. By the way, 91% of list price, right? Started off at $14.2 million. This house is gorgeous. Look at this thing. This is View Street in Los Altos. Gorgeous, right? And take a look at the kitchen. When I talk about what I like, it's because this is what you see in the higher end homes. That's not quartz. That's granite. That's not painted wood. It's natural stain. Right? Is it dated? Yeah, but that's what people are buying. It's the highest, most expensive home sold last week had natural stain and granite. Stainless steel fixtures, nice lighting, right? They have a lot of nice look and feel to it. All right, it's a little dark. Yeah, it's a little dark, but that's okay. This is a beautiful home, worth every penny if you can afford it. Is that an office? Oh no, that's a movie theater. Huh, that's cool. Look at that. Billiard table. Oh yeah, because you bring in your private yoga instructor. That's awesome. All right. Listed 14.288, sold for $13 million. Okay, let's go back to the lowest priced home in Santa Clara County. $630,000. A small percentage of that. Look at that. This is on William Court. At least it's a court. Looks like it was a rental for a bit. A little tight. Yikes. Awesome. Drywall work right there. That's not exactly legal. Puts into perspective, when you look at a $630,000 house in Florida or Georgia, it's just amazing, right? Totally different. Totally different. Let's take a look and see where this is. So it's off of 101 and 680. So it's north of the 680, 280 interchange. This is San Jose State right here, downtown, the airport. So, it's Williams Court, but I think 24 is where it stops going into the numbers. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's take a look at the highest list price to sales price ratio. You ready? 170% over list price. I've been telling you that it doesn't matter what you list the house at. The house is going to sell for what the market is bringing to you, right? I've told you this over and over again. I tell all my sellers this over and over again. The house is going to sell. It doesn't matter what you list it at, right? The market, the sellers don't dictate what the final price is going to be. The buyers will. Could this be lower? Yeah. I mean, it could be lower than what the market would bring, but based on condition and everything that, an area, the fact that you're between 680 and Calaveras, right? You're really close to, 880. You're really close to what 17 was in Milpitas, right? It's not a bad area. It's just, I mentioned this yesterday, I believe. It doesn't matter what you list the house at. You bring in enough offers, it's going to sell, right? Well, look, notice the default purchase agreement. So this one was in default, in foreclosure. So what they did was like list it low. It doesn't matter. Let's see what the buyers will take or bring in, and the bank has the final thing. So let's say it came in at 950. They had 5 offers or 50 offers, and the highest was 950. The bank still has the right to come back and say, this is the price I'm going to sell it at. And a smart buyer went, I'll take it. It doesn't matter. So that's kind of stuff that's happening, guys. Now let's take the lowest one, which Walnut was the second most expensive home that closed this week. Took over a year to sell. The original list price was $12 million. It sold for 9.2. Oh yeah, this is the one that's 1,100 acres. I actually have a flyover of this one. Right, this is a horse property, horse ranch in Gilroy. Yeah, I parked right there, flew my drone all over this. So yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous out there. $9 million in Gilroy. There you go. That's what it's worth. See if we can come up with some decent pictures here. Okay, it's all land, all land. Watch, it's going to be this little tiny mobile home or manufactured home. Come on, people. There it is. So very modest home. You're buying land. That's what you're buying, right? Modest home, got a little bit of a shed there. That's probably 15, 16, 1700 square feet. Nothing fancy about it. I don't even think they showed inside pictures. So how are you supposed to look at that? That's probably what happened. Oh, primary square feet is 3,000 square feet. I don't see that. What do I know? So, all right. We looked at property yesterday or over the weekend. And one of the big things was flow. Now, I'm not talking about flow here. I'm talking about, sorry, let me get out of this. I'm talking about the flow of the house. I went to a fourplex and everything about the house was just frankenstacked. It was a single family home and then they split it up into a duplex. And then years later, they put a second story on it and put another unit on it, right? So they had 3 houses or 3 units. And then they took the garage and converted it into an ADU, which, well, I understand there's a massive amount of square footage and there's a massive need to put more people into the house. You still have to do it right. You still have to make it look and feel like there's a flow to the house. You have to consider that before you actually do stuff, right? What this person did or this set of people did, because I don't know the history of this building, they took this one unit, this one 4-bedroom house, and split it into 2, added a little section, and then they had 2 different apartments, which, you know, it's very cramped. There was a 1-bedroom apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and then the other one was like a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. But in order to get to the bath, you actually had to like move to the side and squeeze through because there was just this inset cabinet in the hallway and it just didn't flow right. And then you got out to the living area, which was nice and large, but just, you know, and then you went outside and then you had to go upstairs to the upstairs apartment. And that house, that unit was a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it had a small kitchen in it, but it wasn't really well thought out. It felt like it was a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And they thought, oh, shoot, I forgot we didn't put enough room for a kitchen. So they took a bedroom and made it into a kitchen. And then when you go to the garage that they converted into an ADU, it was a garage. And then they had a little studio in the back, which, you know, that was the bedroom. And then you walked in and there was a bathroom there. And then there was a kitchen. And then there was a living room. And it just didn't feel like a flow. It just didn't flow right. It didn't feel like that. And it was vacant, but the listing agent was there. The listing agent's husband, who is also an agent, was there. And you know, guys, I think it was totally overpriced. And it was like $1.3, $1.4 million. It was crazy that they were asking that kind of stuff because the square footage was there. But then we'd have to go and take a look at, and I have to go do the numbers right now, but the square footage could justify the price, but not the condition, not the location, right? So that house is going to sit there for a year or 2, and then they're going to finally drop it to $1 million, and somebody will finally pick it up. But when you compare that to a standard 4-plex that's in decent condition, the flows of those are designed, 1970s, of course, but they're designed for, you know, apartment living, smaller units. So people can buy into that. They can buy it as an FHA or VA or what have you, low down payment, get into it and build your equity that way. And that's what we're doing with this one buyer. So understand that when you do add-ons, when you do remodels, when you do all that stuff, think about flow, think about upgrades, think about what it's going to look like in 5, 10, 15 years, right? Granted, it's timeless. I think people like quartz right now because it's crisp and white. I get it. They like the clean look of a kitchen, but after living in a kitchen that's white and gray after 5, 6, 7 years, it's not perfect, right? So everything takes maintenance, everything takes forethought, and that's what the bottom line is. When you're doing stuff to your house, think about bringing a designer in to get a third opinion, to get another set of eyeballs out there to do the right thing for your home, for your resale value, for appraisal value, for your enjoyment of living there. Because if you do something and you do it cheap and half-assed, or you do it wrong, you're always going to resent that decision. And that's it. All right. Tomorrow we're doing 40 days on market. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. I'm Vito Scarnecchia with the Avatana Group at Silicon Valley Living. We'll see you out there.